So in this guide, I want to teach you how I managed to overcome my porn addiction, and I want to teach you how I overcome my porn addiction, and I want to help you with this, because it's really, this is a shit life if you're addicted to anything. I want guys to say to themselves, I'm not addicted anymore. That's my mission with this guide. I really want to help guys with it, because I know it from experience. I was a guy who was addicted to this shit for 7-8 years basically. I watched my first porn video when I was 11, and I only stopped watching it when I was like 18 years old. So it's seven. I always say 7-8 years, just to yeah, I think just to kind of add up stories, but 7-8 years, because some type of relapses occurred. So I always give myself this 1 year, but doesn't matter. I want to help you, and I genuinely want to thank you that you are watching this right now, because realizing that you have a problem is the first step to overcome any addiction, to overcome any problem. So that's a big part. So I really want to thank you. I'm going to teach you 7 methods, exactly 7 methods that I use to overcome this. There are of course many methods. You probably heard about many methods how to overcome this addiction, but I'm going to teach you the methods that I use that are very helpful. And listen, all of those methods are important. They're not gonna be like some chronological order, but those methods are really important. Kind of easier, but I won't say they're easier. They're just better to understand. Or maybe I can put it in that words. But every 7 methods that I used, they really fucking helped me. They really did. So, without further ado, let's jump to the first point. So with the first point of this guide, we're going to talk about progressive deload. If you go to the gym, I think you know the concept of progressive overload. If you don't know what progressive overload means, it basically means you're adding more weights or you add more reps with each gym session, right? But today we're going to talk about progressive deload. So what does that mean? So it basically means doing fapping and watching porn less and less with each weeks, with each months, until it basically disappears and it doesn't really bother you. So in order for you to understand better, I'm going to visualize this. I'm going to show you on the piece of paper how it looks like, right? So let's say you fap 2 times. You fap 2 times a day, 7 days a week, right? So as you see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. That's 14. That's 14 times a week. In my case, I was fapping 3 times. So I was fapping three times a day. So for me it was 21. But let's say in the case of this video, it's 2 times, right? So you've been doing this whole this first section two times every day of the week, right? And right now you want to quit watching pornography. Good. So I want you to do this, right? It solely depends on you, but I'm going to give you this example, right? I think you understand. I hope you understand. So you decrease the fap sessions to watching porn sessions by 1. So you fap and watching porn, because it's basically the same. I'm going to use it differentially. It's basically the same, because if you watch porn, you masturbate. If you masturbate, you watch porn. It's basically the same. We created this, by the way. So you fap 2 times on Monday, 2 times on Tuesday, 2 times on Wednesday, 2 times on Thursday, 2 times on Friday, 2 times on Saturday, and you only fap once on Sunday. So that's 13 times a week. It's still quite much, but you're gonna do this for the 3 weeks, 1 month, like do this for a couple of weeks, right? In your example, of course. So do this for a couple of weeks and then also decrease it. Disclaimer: it don't need to be necessarily Sunday. It can be for you with any day of the week. Sunday is just an example. So right now, again, you've done this for a couple of weeks, this here, and now again, 2 times Monday, 2 times Thursday, 2 times Wednesday, 2 times Thursday, 2 times Friday, 2 times Saturday, and then you don't fab on last day, right? In this case, it's Sunday, and then you're again going to do this for a couple of weeks, and then the rest you see: 2 times Monday, 2 times Thursday, 2 times Wednesday, 2 times Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and only once on Saturday. Do this for a couple of weeks, and then move here. Do this for a couple of weeks. Do it here. Do this for a couple of weeks, and then until the end. This is just an example, right? It's analyze. So use this concept, but I want you to really analyze how much do you fap a day? How much do you watch porn fap a day, right? It's basically the same. I'm going to use the same words. How much do you watch porn? For in my case, that was 3 times a day, and 3 times 7 is 21. So for you, it can be, I don't know, 1, 2 times 3, 4. Listen, it solely depends on you. Just analyze how much do you fap, do you watch porn, right? And use this concept. So this concept is pretty long. It's going to take time. Listen, hard things are the things that usually have the most ROI, the return on investment, right? And if you want to quit, and if you really want to quit watching porn, you are going to be determined to use this system, right? I was determined to use this system, and it really worked. So let's briefly summarize it. Progressive deload is just you decrease it by 1. You can decrease it by 2. In this case, I use it by 1, 2. It can be, doesn't really matter. So you use this first. You don't fab on this. You don't fab the second time on this example Sunday. You do this for a couple of weeks, and then you don't fab on this particular day. You do this for a couple of weeks, and then you don't fab on this day, and you decrease it, and you decrease by 1 here. Do this for a couple of weeks, and again, and again, and again, and again. Simple as that. I think it's not really that complicated, right? I used it and it really helped me. Really. Does this take time? Yes, because you basically need to do those all of here, right? For like 3-4 weeks. So it's basically 3 weeks, 1 month, right? You basically need to do this. But as I said, if you are really determined to quit, nothing is going to stop you. It only depends on you. Really. But yeah, let's go to the next segment. So the second point is, bro, you have to work on something. Find a goal, a purpose, and there's a mission to work on, right? As men, we have to work on something. We have to create. We have to work on ourselves. It doesn't matter what it is. If you want to be an athlete, okay, go train, cut the distractions, eat clean. Even if you're not going to be an athlete, you should be doing those things, right? But you know what I mean, right? If you want to be a professional chess player, right? Learn how to play chess, cut distractions, maybe start playing with bots, and then play with your friends, and then up the difficulty, right? As men, we should find a purpose, a goal, a mission to work on. But you may say, Christian, I don't know what I should work on. So listen, I'm not going to give you a blueprint here. I'm not going to say that, oh, you should be educational content creator. Of course, it's good, right? It's good. But it solely depends on you, right? But this mission has to have a purpose, right? You want to be an athlete because, I don't know, you want to retire your parents. You want to have financial freedom, right? Because that's the thing because that's the purpose, like I'm doing, right? This, educating people, right? Because I want to retire my mom, I want to retire my grandma, I want to be financially time free, right? So if you generally, but in terms of porn and masturbation, if you work on something like every day for a couple of hours, you don't have time to think about porn. Because when you educate people, when you work on your physique, when you learn how to play chess, I always use this analogy, play chess, learning how to play chess, you like, and any others, right? It solely depends on you what you want to work on. You don't have time to think about it. Because why are you going to think about watching porn and masturbating when you are right now recording a video, let's say, if you want to be an educational content creator, right? So it's about finding goal, finding purpose, having a mission, because you can be purposeless. You can be missionless, let's call it something, if you are a man. Find something that you can create, really. As men, we should create, we should work on something. You have to have purpose that you are continuously striving to work on, and you are going to reach. And you are going to reach this purpose nevertheless. My goal, my purpose, my mission is to educate you, a young guy who tries to improve himself, right? This is my purpose that I found, and I'm really working towards it, like something right now. So yeah, professional chess player, athlete, doesn't matter. Those are just the examples that I always use. But it solely depends on you. I'm not going to tell you that you should be an educational content creator. Like, okay, it's good, right? Why not? You can be educational content creator, but it solely depends on you. You don't have to be. If you want to be an educational content creator, go ahead. You want to be an athlete, I don't know, football player, soccer player, volleyball player, go ahead, bro. If that's your mission, if that's what fills your soul, then go ahead, bro. Like, I don't have any problems with it. Why would I? If you're going to make money from it, if you're going to retire your parents, if you're going to have financial freedom, why not? But in terms of, as I said, porn and masturbation, you're not gonna think about it. You're not gonna think about watching porn and masturbation if you work on your mission. Why would you? This work that I'm doing and the work that you are going to do, if you are going to find your purpose, is gonna be more fulfilling than fucking watching porn and masturbating to it. This is not even fulfilling. It's depressing. If you've been addicted to this shit for 10 years, like I was 7-8 years addicted to this stuff. So I know this wasn't even fulfilling. I was just lying to my brain that I'm getting 10 out of 10. When in reality, I was just jerking myself to sleep. So yeah, find a mission, find a goal, a purpose. Is the same to work on. But it's really sit in silence for 10 minutes and analyze what you actually want to do in your life. What do you want from life? This is your life. You have to control it. You can listen from you can listen to advice, but it solely depends on you. You want to be an athlete? Go ahead and be an athlete. You already know what to do. You want to be a professional chess player? I always use this analogy. I don't know why. You want to be a professional chess player? Go ahead. You know what to do. You want to be an educational content creator? Go ahead. You know what to do. Listen for advice, for people that have already what you want. Simple. If you want to be an athlete, listen to people who are or were already athletes. Simple as that. If you want to quit watching porn and you watch this guide, and you are watching this guy from a guy who quit it, who managed to quit it. So I know what I'm talking about. Simple as that. I think that's it. So yeah, find a goal, mission, purpose to work on, and you're not gonna think about it. If you're genuinely going to work hard on your purpose, you are going to reach heavens, and you're not even gonna think about it. This is just about keeping yourself busy. Simple as that. Let's go to the third point. If you will have great mental health, you will not be addicted to this shit. I can already tell you that. And that's the third point. It's about improving your mental health. And this first sentence that you heard from me, is absolutely true. This is my kind of hot take, but I don't believe it's a really hot take. But I believe that's true. If you like would have great mental health, you wouldn't be abused as a kid. You wouldn't be bullied. Your parents wouldn't hit you. You would just have a great life. Like, imagine yourself in an alternate universe when you have great mental health, right? You wouldn't be abused. You wouldn't be bullied. You wouldn't be hit by your parents, right? You wouldn't be addicted to any stuff, to vaping, smoking, porn, video games. Because why? Why would you even try to touch it? People use addictions to escape something, to fill that void. I used porn to fill that void of love and intimacy, because in my teenage life I didn't get any. Of course, my mom loved me, my grandma, right, so on. But from the people that are not my family, bro, I barely got any attention from girls. If you look like a okay, if you look like shit, you're not gonna attract that many girls, right? So that's the point. I used porn as escape from my shit life. I used video games to escape from my shit life. If you use any addictions, porn, video games, junk food, you're clearly missing something. There's clearly something wrong. There is clearly something wrong. Because I told you, if you would not be if you would have great mental health, you would not be addicted. Something is clearly wrong. If you lack sex, love, and intimacy, you watch porn to fill that void. If you lack purpose, mission, goal, a brotherhood, friendship, you play video games, right? And so on, right? Those are my addictions. I weren't addicted to junk food, so I'm not going to tell you. But if you were addicted to junk food, there's addicted to junk food. You clearly also miss something. So what we can talk about this with mental health for on and on and on. We can talk about this for ages. But this is about solely improving your mental health, finding a goal, a mission, a purpose to work on, being more outside, getting this vitamin D, and all the stuff, meditating, journaling, gratitude, showing gratitude to people, right? Talking with more people, escaping your comfort zone, etc. Right? But that's also about releasing your inner child. And I don't mean releasing your inner child by playing fucking Minecraft or some shit. No. Or fucking Forza Horizon or show. I don't know what games are popular these days. I don't play video games, but it's about I want to ask you a question. When was the last time you climbed a tree or jump over puddles? Because right now people are so serious, they're not gonna do it because they're adults, But imagine yourself as I think you remember the times when you were a kid, right? What your normal day as a kid looked like. Like you were 8, 9, 10, 11, or like this age, this age group, right? You wake up, okay, you ate some fucking cereal or some shit. You went to school, and then after school you've been basically whole day outside playing with your boys, with playing soccer, playing football, volleyball, or playing hide and seek, or fighting with each other, right? Without a phone, of course. So you've been basically, you were whole day outside, and that's what I want you to recreate. Be basically outside most of the times. What is stopping you from working out outside? What is stopping you from working on your purpose outside? It's kind of weird for me to say, because I'm recording this at home, but I can do the work, because for most of the time I'm outside, so it's not a problem if I do work at home. But what's stopping you from exercise, for doing push-ups outside? What is stopping you from working on your purpose? What's stopping you from studying outside? Really? Release that inner child with you. Be like your inner child. Like, I'm not saying that fucking if you want to cure your porn addiction, you just have to climb a tree and boom, like you cured it. Of course not, bro. It doesn't work like that. But okay, it kind of works. But to climb over a tree, jump over puddles, be more like a kid, like your younger self. Don't play fucking video games to release your inner child, but just play. If you see a group of people that are playing football or volleyball, go ahead and join them. What is actually stopping you outside from your overthinking? Outside from your head, what is stopping you? Make 1 step, 2 steps, force yourself to climb a tree, jump over puddles. What is actually stopping you? If you're going to be more like the younger version of you, like he was 7, 8, 9, 10, you're not going to be addicted to any of this shit. Of course, meditate, journal, gratitude journaling, right? Be more outside, eat healthy right now. This is about improving your mental. So this is about improving your mental health. If you would have great mental health, you wouldn't be addicted. Simple as that. Because we use addictions as a things to escape. You watch porn because you in your life you didn't have love, sex, and intimacy, and that's why I used it, because I was ugly as fuck. You may say that I wasn't ugly, brother. If you look like this, bro, you're not. If you would look, if you are looking like this, like me, like I did, couple of years ago, you're not gonna get laid. I can already told you that. You play video games because you lack brotherhood. You don't have any purpose. You know. And that's why I did, and that's why I played video games to watch porn. That's why I was addicted to this stuff. So do the things that will improve your mental health. Meditate, express gratitude, read books, etc. You know this. You know the stuff already. Work on your traumas, right? Work on your head. Be more mindful. You already know that. I'm not that educated to talk about this because it's a really complicated topic. I'm only talk about this briefly, but you know what I mean, right? Be more like inner child. Be more like your younger self, really. Climb trees, jump over puddles if you have chance, bro. Really. So yeah, let's go to the fourth point, shall we? So in the part 4 of this guide, we're going to talk about your habits and your environment. And, well, your habits and environment are fucking you up. And they fucked me up many times when I was trying to quit porn, right? If you fap first thing in the morning, you grab your phone, you don't even go to take a shit. You fap first thing in the morning, then I will give you advice. Then maybe night before, put your phone in another room, or you can put your phone in your room, but so far that you have to stand up from your bed to set the alarm clock off. But you might say, Christian, I have to go to school or work. Then motherfucker, maybe buy yourself an alarm clock from Amazon, or maybe use your mom's old phone or some shit. Stop making those excuses. If you genuinely want to quit watching porn and masturbating, you would do anything in your power to quit it. I genuinely believe it. That was just an example, right? Listen, what is the place that you normally fap? Probably in your room, when no one's watching, when no one's home. You close the curtains, you close the windows. You're probably in your bed, and you fap. That was I mostly did this way. But listen, I even fapped when my mom was at home, so it's not so it wasn't that difficult. But you close everything because of the shame. You know it's shameful, but you still do it, and I get it, right? Listen, if you have the urge to fap, to watch porn, you are probably in the place when you are doing it. Are you going to have urge to fap and watch porn when you are outside? Mostly not. But listen, I was so down bad when I told you a story that I jerked off behind a tree or in the pool in a hotel room. So it's not so yeah. But mostly when I was in a different place other than my room, I didn't get that many urges. But when I was down bad, I was thinking with my dick, not with my brain. Because my brain was so foggy that I had to fucking think with my dick, but you know what I mean, right? If you have an urge to fap, you are mostly in your room. So what I want you to do is get the fuck out of your room or the place you normally fap as fast as possible. But you may say it's difficult, because yeah, it is difficult, because when you have the urge to fap, you debate with yourself. Should I fap or not? Should I fap or not? Should I masturbate or not? And we all know what's going to happen. You are going to eventually relapse, and it's not gonna be like 5 minutes and you're gonna bust a nut. You're going to do a gooning session, a 2 hour, 1 hour gooning session, and that's what mostly happened to me. Sometimes like I have 5 minute bust, but most of the time it's like 1 hour, 1.5 hour, even 2 hour gooning session to find a perfect clip, find a perfect video to fap, right? And find a perfect clip, you know what I mean. So I'm going to give you an autistic step by step. So let's just say this, by the way, here is my script. Yeah, it's from Instagram. But yeah, so you lay in your bed, right? And you have the urge to fap. If you acknowledge, okay, the important is don't talk with yourself. Don't talk with yourself, right? If you have the urge to fap, don't debate with yourself should you fap or not. If you acknowledge that you have an urge to fap, force yourself to stand and do this. Okay, I have the urge to fap, so just move your legs, like command your legs to stand up from your bed. So okay, one, it's gonna be kind of hard, but 1, 2. Okay, you stand up, and then you go 1, 2, and you get the fuck of the place you usually fap. In my case, it was the room, and you go out and you go to the different room, but so you go to a different room. But the best case, what I want you to do is get out of your house and go outside, as I'm doing right now. And then boom, are you going to fap here? But also, take a deep breath, acknowledge that you have this urge. Okay, you should have done this earlier, but you know what I mean. So you're not gonna fap here. Of course you're not, right? So understand this. Really. Like when you have the urge, okay, acknowledge that you have it, take a deep breath and force yourself to get out of the place you normally fap. 1, 2, command your legs to go to the other room, but in the bed. But I will advise you to go outside, not to the other room. Or maybe try changing. I never really tried this, but I also heard that you can change your maybe room, put your desk, move your desk here, move your bed here, move your wardrobe here. You can try it. But yeah, this is it. Change your environment. If you have the urge, acknowledge it, take a deep breath, and command yourself to get out of the place you normally fap. Simple as that. Okay. Just don't stay in an environment when you are busting nuts. You know what I mean, right? But yeah, let's go to the part 5. So in this part 5, we're going to talk about urges. And I don't want you ever again to treat urges as something bad. For most of my life, I treat urges like, I need to get rid of the urges. Why I have the urges? But motherfucker, you are a man. You are going to have urges. Don't treat urges as something bad. I personally like to think that urges are just your testosterone working. I don't know. It's just my stupid analogy. I always like to use it. Like I like to think that urges are just my testosterone working. Is it true? Probably not. Do I like to say that to myself? Hell yeah, I do. But you know that you don't have to fap when the urges are here. Weird, right? But you don't have to. Because I and you, if you watch this video, you associated urges with fapping and watching porn. If you would associated urges with working hard, I don't think. If you would associate urges with working hard, I mean, you should work hard regardless if you have the urge or not. But if you would associate urges with working hard, you would not fap and watch porn. Well, duh, of course not. But yeah, regardless, you should work hard if you have. You should work hard regardless if you have urges or not. Listen, if you have the urge to fap, as I said to you in the last point, yeah? Get out the place you normally fab and just sit with your urge and acknowledge that you have an urge. I am going to say something too. I was on a bus, right? And I was coming back from my weekend school, yeah? I was sitting on a bus and like just randomly I got a boner. Like I wasn't even doing anything. I was just sitting looking through the windows, right? Looking through a window. And just my dick just like normally like got hard. Just like I didn't even do anything. I was just sitting, looking through a window, and my dick got hard. Isn't that fucking cool? That your dick can get hard. But probably a couple of years ago I would be, oh, why my dick get hard? Be salty, motherfucker. No, I just sit with it at like, motherfucker, it's cool, bro. It's cool that I have testosterone. It's cool that I have dick. It can randomly like stand. I didn't get angry by it. I didn't get angry by this. I was just smiling, bro. Be grateful that you have urge. Sit with your urge and acknowledge that you have an urge, right? And also associate urge. Acknowledge that you have an urge. Like, be grateful for it. It's not something you should be angry about. Like, imagine the life you walk past a beautiful girl, 10 out of 10 girl, and your dick is fluffy, like your dick is not even getting hard, or you're sitting and your dick is fluffy and your dick cannot even get hard by itself. Personally, I like my dick, like I just want my penis to stand, to get up in random moments rather than take fucking $1 million. Personally, bro. Really, but imagine the life you walk past a beautiful girl and your dick is fluffy. I don't know what I would do, bro. Like, I would probably get sad by this. Because urges are not bad. But because of the amount of porn and fapping and fab-gooning sessions that you are doing, you associated urges with it, and you think that if you have an urge, that you have to fab. No, motherfucker, if you have the urge, you don't have to fab. I said this to you in a part 4. If you have an urge, don't talk with it in the place you normally fab. Go acknowledge that you have an urge outside of the place you normally fab. And then acknowledge it that, oh, well, I have an urge. That's nice. Don't be angry at it. Why would you be angry at something that is biological? Like I told you the story. I was just sitting on the bus. I was looking through the windows and my dick got hard. Isn't that fucking amazing? You are a fucking young man. You should full of testosterone. You should be grateful that you have this ability. People are infertile. People have low testosterone, and you are ungrateful that your dick can get hard in random moments. You're a fucking twat, honestly, bro. If you're that ungrateful, don't treat urges as something bad. Urges are telling you that you should do something. Do something. Work, exercise, nevertheless. They tell you to do something. This is your signal to your brain, motherfucker, do something. Don't treat them as something bad. This is biology. Really. As I said this to you, do you want a life when you walk past a beautiful girl and your dick is fluffy? Of course not. But because you associated urges with fapping and watching porn, associate urges with something different, with working hard, with living your best life. I mean, you should work hard regardless of it, but you know what I mean, right? Don't treat them as something bad if you're going to have an urge to fap. Get out of the place you normally fap and acknowledge that you have an urge and your dick is hard. Be grateful for it, honestly. And then do something. Do some push-ups. Work hard on your goals, etc. Meditate. Whatever you want to do, right? yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, let's go to the number 6. So in the 6th part of this guide, we're going to cover not focusing on nofap. And you might be weird because you're watching this guide and you're watching this course, watching this guide, whatever, and you say, well, why should I focus on nofap? Why should I focus on quitting watching porn? Nofap, like you probably know this movement, nofap, those nofap YouTubers. Nofap is not your goal. Focusing on quitting watching porn, masturbating, right, is only gonna make it worse because you're going to think about it all the time. It's basically gonna be like your fucking full-time job. I want you to think about your goals all the time instead, your purpose, your mission all the time. And I know it from experience. Like, work on something that you think is important to you. Create, and I will advise you this, create yourself a new identity. You are not a person who you are a person from now on who doesn't watch porn. If you identify yourself as a person who tries to quit, you'll be stuck in the same place. So I'm going to give you a little analogy here. So you have two guys at the party. Yeah, they both at the party, they partying well, etc. Yeah, and one guy and both of those guys are offered to smoke, to grab a cigarette, right? One guy says, "Oh, I'm trying to quit," and then 5 minutes later, urges come, and then you see him smoking on the balcony. But the second guy tells, "I don't smoke." That's it, and you will never see him smoke. And bear in mind they both try to quit smoking. But one guy has the identity of a person who just doesn't smoke, and the one guy thinks about himself as an addict who tries to quit. So treat yourself exactly like this. You are a person from now on who doesn't watch this shit because you don't need to. What you know the downsides of it, and I exactly know that. Like, I'm going to tell you, probably know the downsides of watching pornography, but you still watch it because you have problems. I had fucking problems with this. I remember when I was I know the downside of watching pornography. Your confidence is gonna go down, your self-esteem, whatever, right? But I still watched it because I didn't create that identity in myself. I'm a person who just doesn't watch porn. Why would I? But what about nofap? Unsubscribe all of those fucking nofap YouTubers. I'm not a nofap YouTuber. I don't go on my channel and see how many videos I recorded on nofap. I recorded many videos on how to quit watching porn, but I didn't record that many videos on nofap. 2 or 3. I'm not a nofap YouTuber, but unsubscribe all those fucking nofap YouTubers. No, those, you probably know this, like, you probably watched many times, nofap benefits timeline, where on day 90 you can levitate and girls will hold eye contact with you, and girls will fucking smell semen retention of you. Bro, shut the fuck up with this shit. Don't watch this shit. And don't be a person who, you know what's worse? Don't count your fucking days. Don't be a person who basically do this shit like in prison, yeah? Something like this. Don't be this fucking person who just does this and counts the days. I hope you can see it. Yeah. Just don't be the person who does shit like this, like in fucking prisons. Counting your days on the walls. Or worse, fucking updating your nofap semen retention streak, like your bio on Discord. Or day 29 of 100 of semen retention. Motherfucker, shut the fuck up. If you're going to think about quitting porn, masturbating all the time, or nofap, you're going to relapse. I want you to focus on your goals instead. Because if you think about quitting porn, and not jacking off, because I'm not gonna jack off this day, I'm not gonna jack off this day, I'm not gonna watch porn this day, but it's gonna feel like a full-time job. If you're gonna think about your goals all the time, your mission all the time, your purpose in your life, think about this all the time. Because if you think about your goals all the time, it's much healthier, it's much better, because you know what you have to do. I get it. Addictions are wrong to. Addictions are fucking bad, right? Well, duh. Addictions are fucking hard to break, but don't focus on them. Yeah, like you know NoFap. Yeah, like some person asks you, "Oh, are you on NoFap?" I know what NoFap is, but I'm not on it. You're just a guy who doesn't watch porn. Simple as unsubscribe those fucking. Don't watch those fucking NoFap benefit timelines. Don't watch those fucking NoFap YouTubers and focus on your life instead. But it's kind of weird for me to say I said all of those tips, right? Yeah, and of course use those tips as I said to you. All of those tips, yeah. Don't really urge something bad. Your habits, environments, improving your mental health, right? Progressive deload. Yeah, I told you all of those tips. But don't treat them as a fucking full-time job. Like, for example, I told you with progressive deload. Yeah, do it less and less. Do it less and less until it's not a problem. But don't make it your fucking full-time job. Live your life normally. Go to the gym, work on your purpose, eat clean, go to school, work, etc. You know what I mean? You should be having better things in mind than this. Than focusing on quitting porn and on NoFap. Really. So, that's the 6th point. Let's go to the... I think last. So, let's go to the 7th. So, the last point of this guide, we're going to talk about specific mindset, because, listen, I can speak about I can give you all the piece of advice in the world. But... if you don't realize that you're going to fail many times, you're going to be cooked. You're going to be absolutely sauteed. Name me one person who achieved success in anything, in any part of their life, and did not fail. Exactly. You either win, or you learn from your mistakes. Failure right now doesn't exist in your vocabulary from now on. If you've been struggling with I think I told this. If you've been struggling with pornography for 10 years, motherfucker, don't expect to break free after 1 month. This shit takes months, or sometimes even years to break free from this. Don't insult yourself if you relapsed. Remember, your brain can be your biggest ally, but also your biggest enemy. If after relapsing you're going to say bad things about yourself, that you're a piece of shit, that you cannot hold it, or fucking whatever, right? You're not gonna break free. I can already tell you that. If you're going to have a situation that you're going to relapse, because you're eventually going to relapse, you just ignore it. Just ignore the thoughts in your brain. Act like it never happened. Okay, you relapse. Okay, go. Okay, like you relapse. Okay, whatever. Right. But also, don't insult yourself. But also analyze what did you do wrong. Have you been fighting with your mind? Should you relapse or not? Have you stayed in the same environment? And whatever reasons, right? Or you watch thirst traps and you couldn't hold yourself. Okay, you failed. Whatever. It doesn't matter, it's in the past, bro. Your brain, as I said, can be your biggest ally, but also your biggest enemy. Don't insult yourself that you relapse. Who cares? If you genuinely want to quit watching pornography, you will win. You will. I genuinely believe this. If I managed to do it, then you can also do it. What's the problem? Don't insult yourself because you relapsed. Really. Move on. Stop letting those negative thoughts fill your brain that you're a loser who cannot hold himself, who's a fucking twat, all of those negative thoughts after you relapse, right? That you're a waste of, that you're a piece of shit, that you're a waste on this earth. Bro, I had those thoughts. Do you think that it's cool to have them? Instead of that, I just moved on, and after a couple of hours, I analyzed what I did wrong. I was fighting with my mind, should I relapse or not? I stay in the same environment, in my room. And I know that I shouldn't, right? And all of those things. I watched Thirst Traps and I relapse. But I've only analyzed it after a couple of hours. Maybe 2-3 hours after this. If you relapse, move on, bro. I don't fucking care. Don't talk to yourself. Go do something different. I don't know, motherfucker. Go talk with your friends or some shit. I don't know. No, it's kind of awkward to talk with people when you relapse, but you can try it. Like, I've never tried it, but you can try it. Just don't talk with yourself. Don't be in your fucking... Go outside, bro. Don't talk with yourself. But yeah, you will fail many times. People who... Name me one person who achieved success and didn't fail. Name me one person. If you want to achieve success in anything, in this example, quit watching porn, or maybe in your fitness journey, or you want to start a business, of course you're going to fail. How many popular, how many rich people do you know, like from the internet, right? I think Elon Musk, I don't know, Andrew Tate, or the YouTubers, right? They all failed many times, but they managed to get up and learn from it, because they didn't allow those thoughts, those negative thoughts, fill their brain. And why would you want to fill those negative thoughts? Why would you want to fill your brain with those negative thoughts? Only talk with yourself after 2-3 hours after a relapse and analyze what you did wrong. But never ever fucking insult yourself. So this is the last point of this, guys, and it's also the intro. So I want to talk about it. The most important thing I wanted to say to you is, listen, I gave you all of the piece of advice here, right? I told you my the ways I used to quit watching porn, and they really worked, right? But you need to really like lock in this. Like, it's crazy because I told you to not focus on nofap, right? Like, okay, I understand, but listen. If you really want to quit watching porn, you're generally, if you are going to quit watching porn, if you genuinely want it, bro, you're going to do everything in your power, right? So I gave you all of this piece of advice, right? But it's up to you. But it's, as I said, but it's up to you. Yeah, I covered everything, but I want you to remember these things. I can give you, as I said, all of the advice in the world. But what are you going to do with it? It's up to you. I would love to be here with you and control you, but I'm not here, right? If you have the desire and determination to quit, it's like in everything. If you have the desire and determination to reach success, you will reach heaven. Really. I believe in you, bro. If I manage to do it, you can also do it. Believe in yourself. I know I'm saying kind of wishy-washy things, but really believe in yourself. This shit takes months and years. Sometimes even years. For me, it took me about 1 year. Or a couple of months. At least 1 year, I can already say that. And I managed to do it. If you genuinely have the desire and determination to quit, you will reach heaven. Really. But also what I didn't said, that is obvious, is if you acknowledge that you have an addiction, that's great from you. Because if you would live in cope, that I'm not addicted, it's healthy, porn boosts testosterone, some shit, it's great. I should have said this earlier, in prerequisite. If you acknowledge that you have an addiction, that's already first step to overcome this. Really. So I'm glad that you know that you are addicted, because many people cope. I know I should have said this earlier, but like, I don't know, because I didn't say this because I think it's obvious. You watch this guide because you know that you are addicted. But yeah, stay hard, because nobody will save you. The only person who can save you is the person I'm pointing right now. Peace out.